This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. The topic for today is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All that really means, you just want to be the type of man that's always doing his shit, man. He's always on his grind. He's focused. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows his purpose. You know what I mean? He's just taking action. He's in his masculine energy, forward moving energy, assertive energy, penetrating energy. He's doing this shit, man. So when the opportunity shows up, he's already in the vibe. You know what I mean? He's already in the right energy. He's already in the right mindset. You know, he's not waiting around, hoping, waiting around for something to happen. And then when it happens, it's like, okay, I got to get my shit right now. Nah, you already on point. You're already sharp. That's why you want to be a man of discipline, a man of focus, a man of confidence, right? Every single day matters. To me, there's no days off, right? The only reason you would want to take a day off is if you was doing something that you don't want to do. And so that's why you want to find your purpose, create a vision, something that gets you going, something that gets your fire going, something that speaks to your soul so that you can put your energy into it. You know what I mean? Put some electricity into it. If you don't really like what you're doing, or, you're going to a job you hate, you know what I mean? That stuff is going to drain your energy. You're not going to have good vibes. It's hard to really be these things that I'm saying. It's hard to be laser beam focused, disciplined, confident, good vibes, positive when you hate what you're doing. You need to design a life that you enjoy living. You need to find your purpose, find your gift. What is your superpower? What are you doing on this planet? How are you benefiting others on this planet? How are you, How are you benefiting mankind? You see what I'm saying? What are you bringing to the table? You want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. When you see a woman you find attractive, you already want to be in a good vibe. You already want to be in a good vibe. You was already doing your shit. You was disciplined. You're taking actions that are moving you towards your goals. So you feel like you're doing something. You feel good. So then when you go and talk to the girl, you can transfer that energy, right? If you don't feel good, if you feel like shit, if you don't like what you're doing, if you're bored, if you're in a negative state of mind, whatever, you go and try to talk to that girl, she's going to feel the bad vibes. She's going to get turned off by your energy. It doesn't even matter how you look, what you say, right? Sometimes, guys will say, man, I wish I was better looking than. When I've sat down and I've talked to some women and they told me, yo, it's not so much that good looking guys are so attractive or whatever. It's that, a good looking guy, like a really good looking guy, or a guy with a lot of money, or a guy with a lot of status or whatever, these things that they have, or these qualities that they have, it distracts the woman. Or you could say she will justify the areas where he's lacking because he has so much value in this other area. I've spoken to women, they told me this, right? Like when a guy's really good looking, it helps them to look past the other shit that is not so good looking. Maybe the insecurities he has, maybe his inability to be masculine, maybe his lack of personality, right? So you don't want to be that kind of guy that she's only with you because, you have some value that's really high, but these other core values that make a man attractive, you don't have, right? Those core values of masculine characteristics. A man with confidence, a man that's grounded in his masculinity, a man that can express himself authentically, a man that has a purpose driven, a man that has boundaries, a man that can lead, right? These qualities are missing in a lot of men. So that's why a woman will say, okay, well, since these men aren't being men, let me just go for the best looking dude, or let me just go for the, because I mean, you know, if a man's not being a man, then that only makes sense. So you beat these other guys by showing up as a man. Showing up as a man, but not just a regular average ass man. Show up as a man that's winning. Show up as a man that's going somewhere in life. Show up as a man that's increasing his value daily, that's evolving, right? If you show up with no value, then there's no exchange, man. Nobody's gonna want to give you anything if you don't have anything to give. What is your value? So this idea of staying ready so you don't have to get ready, you want to be constantly evolving as a man. You want to have specific goals that you're going after. You want to have one main goal that really gets you going, right? Usually it's going to be your purpose or your vision, your clear vision, your clear purpose that you want to achieve. And it's not like, okay, I cannot be happy until I hit this goal, or I can't. No, you enjoy the journey of moving towards that goal, of creating that vision. Because, you know, that's what's great about it. The great thing about setting a goal is the experiences you will have on your way to achieving that goal. That's why you want to set a goal that's big, something that really gets you going, something that really inspires you, because then you have something to put your energy into. You have something to live for. You have something to be driven for. Okay, and throughout that experience, you're going to evolve as a man. You're going to go through these different, challenges and adversity and stuff like that. And as you go through it, you will grow, you will evolve, you'll prove to yourself how great you are. You know, you will be tested, and you'll have to use these qualities that you've been given, and you're gonna have to use these qualities and get creative and figure out how to overcome these challenges. And that is the experience of life. Okay, so staying ready is all about just being consistent in who you are. You know what I mean? Making sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do, that you're a man of your word, that you're constantly evolving, you're constantly bringing up your income. You know, you're sharpening your mindset. You're getting more mastery over your emotions. You're growing as a man, so you're staying ready. You're staying ready. You're not slacking. You're not making excuses. You're not hiding away from challenges. You're not blaming people for why shit ain't going your way. You're doing your shit. So by doing your shit and doing it consistently, you stay sharp. You know, you want to stay sharp. You know, sometimes I have a conversation with someone. I'll talk about something. I'll be like, hey, you know, I'm doing such and such and such with my life. And they'll say, oh, yeah, I used to do this. Oh, yeah, I used to do that. Oh, yeah, I used to. I'm like, why are you telling me what you used to do? Why'd you stop doing it? Right? This is that whole idea of staying ready. You're not staying ready. You stop doing something, and then when the opportunity shows up, then you try to get ready, and it's too late. You're not ready. You want to stay ready, because when the opportunity shows up for you to achieve your goal, for you to get that result you always wanted, for you to get that opportunity you always wanted, whatever it is that's been in your vision, you don't want that opportunity to show up and then you're not prepared. Right? You don't have the skills to make it happen, or you don't have the communication skills, you don't have the right mindset, you're not in the right energy. That's why you want to be consistent and disciplined, because you never know when the opportunity is going to show up. You never know when the right person is going to show up to help you achieve whatever goal it is. Or you don't know when the right girl is going to show up. Or you don't know when that business opportunity is going to show up. You don't know, right? There's uncertainty in life. And so because of that, you have to create certainty with the things we have control over, which is our actions on a daily basis. What actions are we taking? What are we feeding our minds, right? What emotions are we dealing with on a daily basis? What kind of people are we dealing with? What kind of conversations are we having? What kind of books are we reading? What kind of TV, if you watching TV, what are you watching? What shows are you watching, right? Because all of this stuff plays into the big picture of the kind of being that you're becoming. And so all I'm saying is, you don't want to be that guy that's like, you know, waiting around for shit. You want to be constantly moving. You want to be in your masculine energy, and you want to be in your masculine energy going somewhere. Like there needs to be a destination that you're going towards. You want to get clarity on the kind of money you want to make, clarity on the kind of life you want to live, clarity on the type of women you want in your life, clarity. So you are moving in life, not settling, but the type of man that has qualifications, right? Things can't just show up and you're not just easily impressed. You know specifically what you want, right? When somebody presents an opportunity to you, you don't just jump on it right away because you don't gotten clarity on the specific type of opportunity you want to deal with, right? So when a girl shows up in your life, you don't just jump on the first girl that shows up. You have clarity on the specific type of girl that you want in your life. You don't want to break your character. You don't want to break your frame. You don't want to compromise because that weakens you. You become weaker. And you put yourself, when you compromise, it's like, what is it? Instant gratification. You compromise because you see part of what you want and you're like, okay, I can get it right now. Not knowing that the decision you make right now is going to affect you in the future. You compromise right now, but in the future, the problems will arise. And these problems are going to affect your energy. It's going to affect your mindset. It's going to affect your confidence, right? So you just have to, apply your knowledge and apply your intellect here. Instead of getting emotional, instead of, falling into instant gratification, like, can you see this? Can you see this from a long-term view or see the bigger picture here, right? Is this going to support my growth? Is this going to support my goals? Is this going to support what I'm trying to do here with my time? Or is this going to detract? Or is this going to repel or, delete all my hard work, that I've done up until this point? Clarity is important, man. So it's clarity, getting clarity on the type of life you want to live, the type of goals you have, your vision, your purpose. And then it's taking the necessary actions to make that, that goal, that vision a reality. And then doing that consistently. Because as I said, opportunities will show up, but you want to be ready when the opportunity shows up so you can, take advantage of it. If you're not prepared, if you're not ready, then you're going to have to try to get ready. Oh, shit. Finally somebody showed me an opportunity, but I didn't, like, here's an example. A girl shows up, perfect girl, like the girl that you would love to have, right? But all that time leading up to you meeting her, you were just, just being lazy. You weren't evolving, you weren't growing, you weren't focused, you weren't disciplined, you were just being lazy, right? So then this girl shows up. If you approach her, you're not going to be approaching her as your best self, right? You're going to be approaching her as the version of yourself that is not proud of how you've been acting up until that point. And she's going to feel that energy. And that's not going to be attractive. Versus before you met this girl, you were constantly evolving each day. You had goals, you had a vision, you had a purpose, you were taking consistent action, you were disciplined, you were hitting milestones, you're overcoming challenges, you're growing, you know what I mean? You're improving, you're more intelligent, you know what I mean? You have more knowledge, you have more emotional control, you're starting to create the life of your dreams, and then this girl shows up. Now you approach her from this place. You see the difference? Like you approach someone, I'm just giving this example of seeing the woman of your dreams, right? Do you want to approach her as your best self or as the version of yourself that you're not, that's slacking, that's not really tapping into his potential? Which one do you think has a higher chance of getting the girl of his dreams, right? Or you want to switch it into something else, business opportunity. If you've been working on your craft, working on your skills, developing your understanding of what you do, mastering your craft, as I said, leveling up, specializing in something, and then the business opportunity shows up, you can walk in there and with confidence, like, yo, look at this is what I've been doing, this is what I've done, this is what I'm working on, right? That's that energy that, whoever's presenting the opportunity to you is looking at you like, yo, this is the right guy. Versus the opportunity shows up, but you was wasting time all these, all these years or these months or these weeks leading up to this opportunity. You was just, bullshitting yourself, not doing what you're supposed to do, not being disciplined, not studying, not mastering your craft, not practicing, none of that. And then the opportunity presents itself. You're going to walk in there and you're just going to be, shy. You're not going to be able to express yourself. You're going to be embarrassed, not sure if you're worthy of the job, insecure, right? Because you weren't doing your shit. You're not ready. That's why you want to stay ready. That's why you want to make sure that you're doing your shit. Make sure you're living a life that you're proud of, right? Make sure you're handling your insecurities. Make sure you're stepping up in your life. Make sure you're setting these boundaries. This idea of staying ready is just you being a man all the time, staying in character. Don't break character. Imagine you're watching a movie of James Bond. I'm gonna just use James Bond because we know James Bond is smooth. He's calculated, he's masculine. You know what I mean? He knows how to calibrate his communication. He's seductive. All these things. And imagine like out of nowhere he just like stops doing this shit. He's just like, man, let me take a break, bruh. Yeah, I mean, that's too much, bro. I don't need to work out today. I think I'm gonna just play some video games all day or whatever. Like, what if he did that? No respect, no admiration, bro. Like that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a character. Like, see yourself as a character in a movie. How do you want your character to move? How you want him to talk? How do you want him to, how should his day look? What kind of qualities does he have as a man? What kind of characteristics does he have? What attributes? What kind of mentality? How in control? What is his self-control level? What's his confidence like? What's his discipline like? What's his focus like? What's his commitment like? That's your character that you're designing, bro. So don't just leave it up to chance. Take some responsibility for it. Being, staying ready is really you just staying responsible, right? Staying responsible, staying committed, staying disciplined, staying focused, knowing what you're doing, not floating around like a leaf in the wind, moving around move like a force of nature, move like a hurricane, bruh. You move and people need to get out your way because you know exactly what you're doing. A hurricane comes through, everybody goes and hides in their house because a hurricane is not here to play no games. A hurricane is gonna come and do some damage, right? So what damage are you doing? Not in a negative way, but I mean, like, what impact are you making, right? What is your effect? How are you affecting the world? How are you affecting people? How do you affect the woman when you approach her? What kind of feelings how is she gonna feel after from your communication? Is she gonna feel good, or is she gonna feel creeped out, or is she gonna feel like, who is this lame dude that's coming up to me? right? If you're doing your shit, if you're evolving, if you're growing, if you're in your masculine energy, if you actually have a purpose, stuff like that, your communication is going to come across differently to a woman. It's going to come across differently to everyone. It's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's where it's coming from, who's saying it, who's doing it. All right, if you're a man watching this, if you're not in the Unbreakable Beast Tribe, I recommend you join. It's a group of men who are goal-oriented, who are focused on laser beam focus, unbreakable confidence, and ironclad discipline. These are men that know what they're doing in life. They have a purpose, right? They're getting what they want and they're not settling. Okay, if you're interested in joining the group, I'll leave a link to the group in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Peace.